Yesterday I'm playing as Krakow. I'm going to be restoring the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. And I really expected this to be a lot easier in 1.10 than it has been in previous patches, but it was not. And that is mainly because of one factor, which is that Austria creates the Austro-Hungarian Compromise very consistently. And this is a big problem because it makes Austria not a unification candidate for Germany, which means that Prussia is very likely to stay genial with Austria the entire time. And if Prussia is genial and you can't get them to support you for your independence, you're kind of doomed as Krakow. You're less doomed since you can have Hungary on your side, and if you have the Ottomans on your side too, then you would have a border that people could reach you with, but you're pretty doomed. But that's a problem for later. For now, let's just put on road maintenance, resource industry, and social mobility, then go into research and research railways, water tube boiler, and nationalism. Actually, no, I'm going to go nationalism as my first tech, because if we get the, what's it called? Christ of Nations, we can start spawning radicals in Austria, and I do think we want to spawn a Polish secession potentially, although actually it might help them out with their relation to Prussia, so we'll see, but I think we're going to try to do that. Bring in an intelligentsia plus industrialist government, and immediately start trying to pass no migration controls, because I want to get some immigrants into my country, so that we can build up more, because only 200,000 pops is not a whole lot. Yeah, I guess I should start improving relations with Prussia, the UK, and Hungary, because we want to get these guys to support our independence. It doesn't really matter that we improve relations immediately, because we're going to need to wait for Prussia to turn on Austria anyway, and that tends to happen in the mid-1840s, so we don't need to improve relations at the very start, but it's good to get that going. Okay, nice, we get a Polish national awakening. That'll help out with our fervor, because, yeah, fervor trends down quite a bit as Poland, but the national awakening should help out a little bit. I'm going to request knowledge sharing and market control from Austria, because I want to get my Liberty Desire up a bit, and my, oh, I should also build up an army. Let me build up one irregular battalion, or I'll do a line infantry battalion, actually. And then I'm going to delete a university, because we are actually losing money right now. And so, yeah, the universities are a little bit too expensive. Apparently, a bunch of IGs are spreading a radical movement. Oh, I just got regime changed by Austria. That's not very nice. Oh, and I passed no migration controls. Well, that's good. No migration controls is very nice. That should mean we can start receiving some immigrants from throughout the Austro-Hungarian Empire, hopefully. Let's take a look. Not yet. Okay, yeah, there we go. We're getting some migrants. Now I think I'm going to pass public schools next. It's not actually going to give that much fervor since we control such a small percentage of Polish pops at the moment, but long term it will be nice for getting Polish fervor up, and it's just better education law in my opinion. I'm going to do a consumption tax on liquor and tea, just because I don't want to go into debt. Hungary's finally rebellious towards Austria, so we can, or I'm just going to get them to support me instead of supporting them too, because I don't want them to declare the independence war. I'll try not owing them an obligation if I can. Yeah, okay, that's good. That'll be very nice. Hungary as a country supporting us. They've got a decently large army. Of course, nowhere near as big as Austria or Russia, but it will help out a little bit in turning the tides potentially. Though we still need more people to support, of course, like the UK and Prussia or the Ottomans. Public schools is through. Okay, next we want to go rights of assembly ideally, but that does not look exactly passable since we can't change our government right now. Yeah, because we have the regime change. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. Maybe, can I fake pass manorialism? Will that make the peasant movement hate me enough? Or I only need 1% more from the peasant movement. Maybe if I go maximum taxes, the peasant movement will get mad enough. I just need 1% more activism from the peasants. Unfortunately, I'm not getting that 1% more activism even after raising taxes. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna see what happens if I fake pass manorialism. I don't think it's gonna do anything, but maybe it's worth a shot. No, it doesn't seem to have changed the peasant movement's activism to fake pass manorialism. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do then. Unfortunately, we can't swap governments or anything. Get the Hungry 40s, alright. It's not too big of a deal, because, you know, we're a pretty rich country, so I don't think we're going to be experiencing that much starvation or anything. But it is going to be the precursor to the Springtime of the Peoples, which is going to be fairly soon. We need to hope that Austria has a really bad Springtime of the Peoples, and then we can declare our independence during Springtime of the Peoples. Maybe even that Prussia will be already mad at Austria by then. I don't know. There's a lot of things that need to go right for Krakow. Ideally, Austria should join Egypt here, I think. Looks like they're not going to, though. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, because the Ottomans still actually are fine with Austria at the moment. They hit 50 relations with Prussia and Britain. That'll give me some extra influence to work with. Unfortunately, since both of these guys still like Austria for now, we can't really use that on too much. But I will start improving with the Ottomans. Maybe anyone else who hates these guys. No, no one else dislikes Austria at the moment, so I don't really have anyone else to use my improved relations on. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Sardinia Piedmont could work. I don't know where to put my interest, though. I'll put it in North Germany, I guess. Okay, I have the ability to change my government again. Apparently, like, nothing is legitimate, though. Yeah, nothing being legitimate is a little bit tough. Makes it quite hard. I don't know what we do. Miners only have 2% clout, but they want to be in the government. That's not exactly ideal. Or at least they'll let me pass prop tax now, because I guess the peasant movement got over 25 activism. Yeah, okay. Well, going prop tax is going to be very nice for the extra money. I'm going to go back down to medium taxes, because I don't want to have too many radicals. Actually, I should go down to low taxes to get over 50 legitimacy. Apparently, Austria hates Prussia right now. That's a little bit weird. Usually it's the other way around. But right now, Austria actually wants to cancel its alliance with Prussia, which is very good for us because, yeah, that'll make us able to get Prussia as a independence supporter potentially. We'll see if that stays though, because it's still got 8 years till the binding period is up. Okay, prop tax has passed. That's pretty good. Is there any way we can start going rights of assembly? Okay, we actually can. Yeah, okay, that's good. I'm gonna start trying to pass that because that'll mean we can start supporting Polish radicals in Austria or whatever. I'm gonna ask for independence support from Croatia, Slavonia. Doesn't really matter that much, but I mean, you know, they were defiant, so might as well go for them. Actually, they have a somewhat significant army. It's like half the size of Hungary. I'm gonna ask for increased autonomy from Austria, I think, and then we can just take a look at here to see like what the sways are looking like. And yeah, right now it would be Prussia, Russia against us. We could maybe get UK on our side, but this play is not really winnable unless we had Ottomans on our side because Britain couldn't even send anything to the front. If Britain could send something to the front, it would be maybe winnable. Well, that's kind of convenient. The Ottomans are going for reduce Moldavian autonomy, and it looks like Austria might join this play. If Austria joins this play, that would be amazing for us. Unfortunately, it looks like they're not joining it. I can now foster Polish radicals abroad. Let's get those 5% Polish radicals in Austria so that when Springtime of the Peoples happens, they will actually have some activism. I'm gonna go for West Galicia minerals, or should I? Maybe it's not worth it. I think, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that because the reinvestment from having them nationally owned is actually really nice. You know, like a ton of this is coming from the coal mines, I think. Or no, actually, a lot of it's coming from the logging camps for some reason. I guess the logging camps are just that profitable. The coal mines are contributing some, and it wouldn't really help that much to make them a company, I think, so we'll just keep them government owned. Water 2 boiler will help out a little bit with making them more profitable. I think I'm going to go for mechanized workshops next. I should go condensing engine pump on these PMs now. It kind of seems like we're not going to be getting UK disliking Austria this game, but we do get France just started disliking Austria, so that's good. I'm going to start improving relations with them, and I guess I'll just try to do something like this for now. We'll see if they accept. Okay, they do. That's good. Yeah, no UK is kind of unfortunate, but getting France is almost as good. Looks like Austria is liking their relations with Prussia again. So we need to hope that Prussia will get mad at Austria, because they should have German national identity, so I imagine that they'll get belligerent towards Austria eventually. That's usually what happens. I think it's time to start expanding the army out a little bit more in preparation for the Independence War. I know that our army is really not going to matter, but it might matter. You never know. We could maybe go on a front that's undefended or something. If we get Springtime of the Peoples, I'm going to support the radical movement, I guess, because it gives negative 45% enactment time, which is kind of nice. We need to Enact census or universal suffrage if we want a radical victory. And then we'll get Red Spring. Oh, that's so bad. Austria just let Germany form North German Fed like that? Bruh, no. Why would you do this? Well, that's pretty tragic that Austria just did the Austro-Hungarian Compromise. They just increased autonomy on Hungary and then did this Austro-Hungarian Compromise for no reason. So mean. At least we have the Springtime of the Peoples going right now. That'll help out a little bit. It looks like it's like not going to be enough to get any secessions to trigger in Austria. Really? Like basically none at all. Wow. I mean, I think that they should be able to trigger the Polish one at least from the insurrectionary Polish movements abroad, but it's going to be barely, which is kind of surprising. Maybe North Italian if some people start supporting separatism. Well, that's kind of insane that there's just not going to be a Austrian secession and just a Prussian one. Yeah, Austria's immune from secessions, apparently. Which, yeah, that's not ideal for us. Well, I'm going to try to get an obligation from Britain. I kind of think it's our only chance is to get an obligation from Britain so we can call them into the war. How much acceptance can we get from giving them money? We can get, +6. So that'll get us up to 17. So we need at least a -4 amount of money here. So let's say like 200, something like that. That way we have a 30% chance of accepting. Then they decline. Then we give them the maximum amount of money we can give them, and then they'll accept. Surely, right? Surely you'll accept this, Britain. No, no, you're supposed to accept that, Britain, not decline it. How dare you? There's a radical movement triggering in Austria, or trying to trigger in Austria, which is something. If they can get a secession to trigger off of that, that would be good. Come on, North Italians or something. Nope, this is not enough for anyone to want to secede. Dang, that's unfortunate. The USA actually hates Austria right now, so there may be a potential supporter of our independence. Can we change to a government they like more? Let's see. They're rural folk. Let's try that. Take a look and see if that makes them a little bit more willing to support our independence. A little bit, but not enough. Okay, let's try max conscripting with enlistment efforts. That might help out a little bit. Please. Yes. Okay, very good. We get support independence from the USA. That's actually huge. USA doesn't have that many conscripts, but they have a decent amount, and they will go up over time. Okay, that's something. We have a absolutist movement trying to civil war me at the moment, which is not exactly ideal, so I'm just gonna go interventionism real quick to try to fix that. Red Autumn. Okay, this is interesting. We need to get out of 0 legitimacy for Red Autumn to stop being too bad. Counter-revolution is getting progress pretty quickly, but looks like the Red Summer is getting progress even faster. Oh, I can't actually get success chance on interventionism if I have these guys in my government, so I guess I need something else to make the absolutist movement happy. Or the absolute movement just disappeared, okay. The North German Fed very slightly dislikes the alliance with Austria. Unfortunately, I think they need more than -1 to stop the alliance. Maybe eventually they'll break this. We just need to really hope for that, pretty much. I'm gonna foster some Polish radicals in maybe Russia is the best one to do it in, probably. Or no, we'll do it in North German Fed. I don't know. Doesn't matter too much. It seems like the counter-revolution is gonna win basically regardless of what I do, so I guess I'm gonna go back to a conservative party government just because I'm kind of scared that the French are gonna cancel my support independence because we had to. Oh, they just canceled it. Oh, that's not ideal. Okay, actually we can maybe get it again. No, they decline? Okay, well, yeah, that's very unfortunate. Yeah, yeah, there goes the revolution. We get back autocracy now. I guess I'll take the loyalists. Yeah, it's unfortunate that France just suddenly swapped and now they don't like our military spending anymore. I don't know what determines how much military spending they expect us to have. But I guess I'm gonna go up like 5 Lancers and try my best to get the French to like my military spending again. Okay, well we finally have ended up at war with the UK. That's good. The reason that's good, by the way, is that will mean that the UK is now going to hate Austria. Looks like Austria is actually winning this war against the UK. Because the UK is pretty weak at the moment. Yeah, very weak actually. And I guess their colonies don't really want to do naval invasions, so yeah, they're just sort of losing. Looks like the UK might just land in Istria for free. But I don't think Austrian troops are going to arrive quickly enough. Yeah, the British have just arrived in Istria for free. Yeah, it looks like this war is unfortunately making the North German Fed not want to cancel their defensive pact with Austria. It looks like they stopped hating each other for some reason. I guess they have ideological similarities again, which is very unfortunate because if they would have broken up, that would have been so good for us. Austria is actually getting into a lot of debt, which is kind of good for us because that'll mean that they are going to keep a fairly small army. Like right now, they only have 60 troops, which is, yeah, very little. If I were to demand increased autonomy, they still think they have a pretty good odds of beating me. But should be going down a little bit because of that. Looks like the Austrians are going to cap out of this war very soon. Yep, there they go, out of the war. So now, hopefully, I'll be able to get the UK to support my independence. Got an interest in North Germany. And hopefully I can get the UK to support my independence. Okay, yes, the UK will support my independence and give me an obligation. That is amazing. We love to see it. Okay, France, please support my independence. I will give you $1,590 to support my independence. Actually, how much can I give them if I go to maximum taxation? We can give them up to plus 11. It's really not better. Okay, we'll just send this. Here, let's go to plus 10. 1700? No, 1800? Okay, 1800. They're plus 10. They decline. No! Austria is continuing to go into more debt. Please, Austria, keep deleting your army to try to solve your debt. That would be great if you could do that so that the North German Fed unallies you. Because, yeah, it's kind of close. And if this power projection thing just keeps going larger, then it'll happen. It's just a matter of them deleting more of their army, which I think is kind of likely because they are going into a lot of debt. Oh, now France is attacking Mascara. Okay, not ideal to get into a war with France, but it's fine. Actually, maybe this is ideal. Austria is going to get their army killed, and then North German Fed will unally them. Surely, surely. We believe in the copium. It's, oh, negative 10. I don't know what the breaking point is when the AI will break it, but it's getting close, I think. Wait, I can just keep stacking this? What? Is this broken? I don't know. I guess we'll see when we get our independence if those ones that are supposedly lasting, yes, less than a day left are actually still applying. Because if they are, that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like France occupied all of Mascara, so I think that's probably over. Unless I could get mill access through Sardinia Piedmont or something, but I don't think the game would let me do that. If I could do that, then that would be nice to get Austria to get continued weakening. But yeah, it looks like, unfortunately, the defensive pact is not going to break here. So apparently France put in forced investment rights on Hungary, so this war is actually just never going to end. Or not never, but it's going to take forever to end. Oh, yes. Very good. Very good. Okay, this is amazing. North German Fed has sided against Austria in a play. This is what we needed. Unfortunately, we can't take advantage of this immediately because of this France war. But it's still going to be good in the long term. Seems like they're going pretty well for Prussia. They managed to take their war goal of return Österreich Silesian from Austria. I got Forbidden Love. Looks like this event's a lot more rare than before. But yeah, we'll take it. Sure. Plus 20 acceptance of Ashkenazi culture in Krakow. I think that's forever, right? Yeah. Get this bonus forever acceptance. The right side of independence taking so long is I've saved up almost $50 million in the investment pool. Looks like the war between Austria and North German Fed has now concluded. Oh, and they formed Germany. Okay, well that's kind of good and kind of terrible, because that's going to mean fighting them is going to be super hard. But, I mean, it's going to be very useful for fighting Austria with them. Except no, they're actually cautious towards Austria again. That's unfortunate. Okay, finally the war between France and Austria is over. We can go for... Oh, what? Oh, they're cautious towards me? Oh, that's a problem. Can we win this war with just UK? Oh, the UK and France are fighting right now, so probably not. That's unfortunate that France damaged relations with me. I guess we're gonna have to get up to 20 relations with France again and hope this war with UK and France white pieces Well, unfortunately, after hitting 20 relations, France is still cautious towards me, but our obligation is about to expire, so we can at least try to still get them on our side. Might have to give them a lot of money for it, but I think it's going to be worth it, because without France, the war's going to be really close. Oh, actually, but France might get the Germans to join the play against us. Or no, it won't, I think, because they already have... Yeah, they already don't have stuff from No Strong Preference, or they have a tiny bit, but it's not a huge amount. So it should be fine. Yeah, we just need the obligation to go away. Okay, I think it has. There we go. We'll offer this to the French. They decline. Okay, now I will offer them $1,622. And that will hopefully be good enough. Please, France, support my independence. Yes, you do. Okay, very good. So now, surely, with the power of the UK, France, USA, Hungary, we will be able to defeat Austria finally. That was quite a long setup. I think this is actually the longest setup I've ever had as Krakow. Yeah, it's a pretty long setup. Now, you can liberate Galicia, Lodomeria, and have them join you, but it is a little bit RNG. It's very good if you can get it to work out, but it's RNG because the ruler can spawn Ukrainian, and if that happens, you just lose the game, basically. So I'm gonna conquer the states instead. We really hope that the Austrians don't back down. I think with Russia on their side, they won't. We'll see, though. German Empire views Russia as cautious. Okay, good. Russia should join, right? And then how does Austria feel? They're negative 65. I don't think they'll back down. We'll see, though. I don't think so. Unfortunately, they will back down. So, yeah, we gotta primary conquer West Galicia. Can't mobilize to the front, or else we will cap out. Yeah, that's unfortunate that they back down to that. But it is what it is. Yeah, 83 infamy is quite a lot. Things are looking pretty solid for us, I think. Yeah, front advantage is trending upwards, so that's a good sign. And the Mascara front is also going very good for us. So we think we should be able to win this play. Having 82 infamy already just for these three states is not amazing, but it'll be fine. We'll just have to get a war against Poland, or we'll have to lib Poland somehow from Russia, and then go for German Empire. Okay, I'm gonna make peace with Austria. We get our three states. Now there's a bit of a radical movement that's gonna start a civil war in a second. Yeah, I'll pass technocracy to appease that, I guess. Technocracy is good anyway, so that seems like a good choice as to what to pass. We have this agitator giving plus 10% political movement activism, so I'm going to imprison him for 10 years. I'm going to start incorporating East Galicia and Bukovina, and then I'm going to, we gotta form Galicia Lodomeria. That should let us incorporate those other states faster. Poles and Ukrainians will find unity under our rule. And yeah, that'll let us incorporate East Galicia and Bukovina much, much quicker in only 2 years. I'm running a huge bureaucracy deficit though, so yeah, I'm gonna need to build up a bunch of government administrations, or I guess at least swap these up to the right PM. That will be a lot on its own. Everything really needs some PM swapping at the moment. Although a lot of this might actually not be that helpful. We're running negative 14k budget right now. Wow, our taxes are so little. We should not be running standardized filing systems, but yeah, what is wrong? Putting so little in taxes for some reason. I guess we have huge turmoil right now. Surprising that I guess it's because we have over 50 over 50 infamy. We got so much radicals from conquest. And yeah, this is broken, and you get plus 75% support separatism strength every time you click foster Polish radicals abroad. So that's perfectly balanced, as all things should be, really. So yeah, we'll see our support separatism is plus 36% activism, which is not a normal for a support separatism. Unfortunately, I think even with that ridiculously broken modifier, I think it's actually still not going to be enough to spawn a Polish secession in Russia. Yeah, we've got big shortages on everything, unfortunately, so I have to go to pulp pressing paper mills because, yeah, we just cannot run most PMs. We just have too many shortages, unfortunately. If only we could not have shortages, we'd be in a much better situation, but unfortunately, we just have a billion shortages. I should probably delete construction, or I don't know. Maybe we just pause construction and let the private queue decide what to build. I'm going to delete some military because I just cannot afford this at all. Something like this? No, let's just delete down until we have 10 troops. So like 5-5, that should be good. That way we get org back and stuff. We got pan-nationalism. That's going to be pretty nice for when we form Poland-Lithuania, but that's quite a while away. In the meantime, it just gives plus 25% support separatism strength. Yeah, Poland-Lithuania is definitely seeming like this is like one of the harder patches to form it, although I guess late 1.9 probably is even harder, but late 1.9 was not a release patch. This is pretty much the same as 1.10. I'm going to put down violent suppression in our states because, yeah, the turmoil modifier is pretty awful, and that should help out a lot. Yeah, that actually sort of fixes my budget up. Things are looking okay at the moment. It's going to be a little bit tough to fight Russia, but hopefully with the help of the UK, we should be able to do it. They owe an obligation to us for the next 4 years, so we'll better call them into a war with that against Russia. Probably want to liberate Ukraine, Poland, and then conquer Lithuania, or maybe liberate Lithuania. Ideally want to conquer it though. And maybe even Belarus would be good too. There's a lot of stuff we want to do. Unfortunately, my power projection is really low, so it's going to be pretty tough to do all that. I'm very confused why Hungary is not pushing in the civil war. The civil war has like no troops. Do they have like no org, and so they just don't think that they can win a battle because they have low supply? I guess that must be the reason why they're not attacking. Technocracy is through. That gives us another company slot. We now have 3 available company slots, but we really do not have anything good to use those company slots on yet. I guess I should swap over to a more legitimate government so that we can deal with the radicals a bit better. I'm running huge bureaucracy problems. I guess I should start building up some more government administrations. Yeah. Bureaucracy is not looking great. Also, I'm going to go back to interventionism because it's better than laissez-faire for small economies. I'm going to try to get transit rights with Hungary so that once they get their coast back, we can... Nope, they don't want to give me transit rights? That's unfortunate. Germany? No, you're not going to give me transit rights either. Maybe I'll have to give Hungary investment rights in us. Yeah, I'll probably just have to do that. Oh, we have to wait for the civil war to end for it to be useful anyway. Oh, their civil war is going to be a while longer. Tuscany's trying to unify Italy. I don't think Tuscany really stands much of a chance in that. Oh, actually Germany is supporting them, so I guess they do. So we could get Lil Pop Rowie Lowenstein at some point, but I don't really want to. I think generic is going to be better, or maybe we'll go Lil Pop Rowie later, but I feel like it's kind of just better to go these 2 companies. I don't know. Industry charter, steel, and that. And then I guess since we're on laissez-faire at the moment, we can't give monopolies out. Foster Polish radicals abroad. I love getting my support separatism stronger, except it still is just so useless. The UK AI is interest dodging me out of declaring a war against Russia. They have no interest in any of the strategic regions we border. Well, I'm gonna declare the war anyway, and we're just gonna have Germany as our ally. I wanna move my interests into Dnieper and Livonia because I wanna go for conquer Lithuania and also liberate Ukraine. And yeah, we gotta sway in Germany as soon as possible. Okay. I should make sure. Let's check if we get the max conscripts. There's nothing that they will do for, um, like a wargle, because that would definitely be what we'd want to do the most is if we could get a wargle. But I don't think they're going to accept this. But I just do want to make sure. Oh, I can't actually do this because I don't have supply. Oh, that's a bit of a problem. I can only add these Hezi irregulars. Well, it might be enough troops to convince them, but I doubt it. Yeah, it's not. Okay, well, we're just gonna sway it to become a protectorate of the Germans. Unfortunately, being a protectorate will mean that our, yeah, we're gonna be a little bit weaker. I mean, what's the oh yeah, we won't be able to annex Poland automatically if we are a protectorate, but we should be able to get our independence from Germany eventually, like with support independence from the UK or something. Let's actually use our obligation to get support independence. Oh, it's not quite guaranteed. This is not as good as I would have hoped. It's only a little bit. Okay, let's wait for our org to go back up, and let's change these into skirmish conscripts, actually. That should help out a lot. Because now that we're a German subject, we have access to the German market. And so now, the British should be much, much more willing to support my independence. And pretty much, oh, it's not quite 100%, but it's pretty close. Let's just wait for org to go up. and it should hit 100%. So I'm going to liberate Ukraine, and I'm going to conquer Litva. This will give me the added benefit of getting a coast. Or actually, oh, I don't have an interest. I don't have a shared interest with Britain anymore. Okay, well, I guess we'll just conquer Litva, and it'll be fine. We can get support independence from Britain later. I primaried Lib Ukraine. Oh wait, what? Russia backs down to that? That's insane, Russia. Why would you do this? Well, I guess that's fine. I kind of wanted Litva so I could have a coastline, but okay, I guess that's okay. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna move my interest into North and South Germany, and we're gonna start looking for countries to support our independence because, yeah, I really need to get some independence support going. Without independence, we are kind of screwed as Galicia Lodomeria here. Once we can annex Poland, which we need independence for, we'll be in a much better situation, and we can also conquer like Posen in West Prussia. So yeah, independence will be super nice. I think our obligation with the UK is going to run out pretty soon. Yeah, we have about a year left. So let's try and get our support independence in. Oh, okay, they actually don't even need me to use the obligation to do this. So I guess I can't quite get investment rights in them. What could we get? We could get military assistance. Could we get an alliance? Oh, we could get an alliance. Yes, this is definitely what I want. Although, it might break. Okay, how about we just do like this as a treaty, and we do the alliance and power block embassy in a separate one so it doesn't break when we get independence. I think that's going to be better. Yeah, and then we do alliance, power block embassy, use obligation. Oh, it's not enough. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake. Okay, well, I guess I will do this then. I don't know what will happen to it once the support independence breaks. Hopefully it doesn't make the treaty counted as like not being what's it called? Being like unenforceable. I forget what the actual term for it is. But yeah, we're slowly gaining liberty desire now. I guess I can request market control or something from Germany to keep getting my liberty desire up because we definitely want to get our independence from Germany as soon as possible. Dang, Poland isn't a minor power, so they can't support my independence. That's very unfortunate. Ukraine is though, so they could maybe support my independence. Nope, they like Germany, I guess. Oh, a lot of people like Germany actually. We can get Austria to support our independence. That's something. Denmark, will you also support my independence? Yes, very good. Switzerland? No, I guess they're maybe an insignificant power. Yeah, they are. Okay, who else does Germany disliked by Spain? Would Spain have an interest in like the Balkans or something? I don't know if Spain has any interest that we could potentially overlap with. Unfortunately, I don't think they do. These are the interests they have. Italy is maybe the one we would be able to. No, we can't do any of those. So yeah, that's unfortunate. We cannot get Spain as an independent supporter. Is there anyone else that looks decent here? Oh, USA. Definitely want to go for USA. Except we can't owe them an obligation. How much longer can we not owe them an obligation for? Oh, only 18 more months. Okay, yeah, we can wait that out. It just passed interventionism. Now I'm going to go public health insurance. That's always a super good law to get through. Germany's buying up a big portion of my GDP. I'm going to declare some rivalries in the Balkans just so I can get some more influence to use because I want to damage relations with Germany and improve relations with like basically everyone else around here. Yeah. Oh, France offers me this treaty? Okay, that's amazing. I'm fine with France building in me for support independence. I just turned on support separatism in Germany. Due to our ridiculously overpowered support separatism, it's gonna proc a civil war in Germany. I don't know whether to do this or not, because, it's not supposed to be quite this strong, but I have no way to turn it down. And I don't know if this would have started a civil war normally, because it would have gotten kind of close. Like, we have some other modifiers to our support separatism, so it's not literally... It's probably, like, twice as strong, so it would have got, like, enough to get over 75, but it wouldn't have gone to 100, I think. I think I'm gonna roll with it. I've already gotten so unlucky this game. We gotta use this support separatism to do something. My budget is kind of way better than I expected. I guess I can lower taxes a little bit. That'll help out. And I guess I can start expanding construction, although getting my independence is gonna, or being independent is gonna make that a little bit tough because my market's gonna get destroyed, at least for a while. Another advantage of supporting separatism is it helps lower our relations, which we do need to do. Public health insurance is through. Very good. I can start building up some government administrations to level that up, because that's super nice. Germany has 22,000 power projection. Oh, they currently have all of their conscripts mobilized. That would explain why they have 22,000 power projection. That's kind of a pretty high number, you know. France only has 6,000. The UK has 11,000. That's quite a lot you have there, Germany. I'm gonna request support regime. This will put me over 90 liberty desire. Now, there's about to be a Polish national movement. Once this gets to, like, right before the checkpoint, I think that's when we're going to declare the play. Okay, well, I want to declare independence, but first I do need to go for a support independence from the USA. I'm going to go for a ask at 10 acceptance. Okay, they decline. I guess now I need to go ask at 20 acceptance, so let's do 2,300. No, that's not enough. 2,500. Nope, 2,600. There we go. That's enough for plus 18 acceptance. Now on the 4th of March, we should be able to ask again. We really need the USA on our side in this war, or we don't really need it, but it would be nice. Yeah, now with the gang of countries ready to invade the Germans, we're going to declare independence. I'm going to conquer East Prussia, because that's the only thing that the rebellion is not going to be taking. And then I guess I can also maybe add in some liberates, like liberate Bavaria and liberate Saxony. Those are usually, yeah, that's pretty good amount of the German economy in those states. And then I'm just gonna start conscripting to the max, and yeah, try my best to hold the line here, because unfortunately Austria became an insignificant power and can no longer support my independence, so I'm just sort of isolated over here. I need to hope that the people reach us in time, or I guess the Polish national movement actually might save us, because that'll actually delete our border, but we'll get a border, because we'll actually have to support the Polish national movement to make sure it doesn't die. Yeah, there's the Polish uprising there that we're going to have to support, because otherwise it is dead, and we do not want the Polish to be dead. I should ask for transit rights. I can't ask for transit rights at the moment, because I'm not actually in my own market yet. Well, I will support the Polish uprising. Apparently the UK is supporting it as well. That's actually really good for us. Yeah, that's amazing for us that the UK is supporting this. I can't ask for my own market. Well, once the war starts, we will get our own market. And then we can ask for transit rights through Ukraine. Oh, Germany backed down in our independence war. Okay. I guess that is technically a thing they can do. Okay, well, we need to get transit rights through Ukraine or something. Please accept Ukraine. Okay, Ukraine did accept. So now I can start trading again to hopefully fix everything. I'm going to put a max subvention on the import of merchant marine so that we can hopefully solve this a little bit, because, yeah, with merchant marine shortage is a little bit bad. The trade centers are not as good. Okay, this front, it looks maybe defendable. We need to defend this front so that we can, you know, we hold this front. We can annex this Polish uprising eventually, which is going to be very good. We just need to not let it get occupied. Yeah, I would have liked if we could have fought that independence war, because it would have mean that we could have, like, liberated Saxony and taken East Prussia, but it's fine, I guess, that we can't. Things are not going very well for the Polish uprising at the moment. I'm still trying to regain org, but, yeah, things don't look good at the moment. Actually, we're winning a defensive battle. Oh, actually, the defense and offense are the same now. Before, we were losing on offense, defense, as well as on manpower. Now we're just losing on average manpower. I guess is better. We're still losing most of the battles. But, you know, Germany just need to win a lot of battles, because they are going to cap out eventually, so maybe we have a chance. Oh, front advantage just went positive. Why did that happen? I don't know what happened. Well, the Germans, or the British started a stupid attack because of that, which is really bad. But we're still holding. Come on. Yes, we're winning that defensive battle for Silesia. Upper Silesia, it was the thing they were closer to taking. We're winning both. Okay, that's super good. Maybe we win this. No, we actually lose the Posen battle. Okay, that's not great. But we still win the Upper Silesia battle, so that's not terrible. Germany's gonna go negative war support soon enough. Well, you know, we take those. Germany's now negative war support. Of course, we can't send a peace deal, but soon enough, the Polish uprising will send a peace deal. We just need to wait for Germany to actually be willing to revoke German claims. I don't think the Polish AI is going to be willing to white peace this. Oh, uh-oh. I just capped out of the war. I ran out of war support. Okay, that's really bad. Hopefully Germany's willing to accept a peace deal before they can take something. Because they're definitely going to start taking things now that I'm out of the war, because I was a lot of the defense. Germany's in quite the amount of debt right now, almost 18 million, but oh, Germany offers a white peace and Poland takes it. Okay, that's good. Now, now we have big Poland here that just annexed the Polish uprising, and we should get an event to annex Poland pretty soon, assuming they have a Polish ruler, which they do. Or I need amicable or better relations. Okay, well, I guess it's time to start improving relations with Poland. Guess I might as well defensive pact and trade privileges with the Poles to make our relations go up a little bit faster. Oh, trade privileges only go up to plus 20, but it's still a little bit of improved relations. I'm gonna get another plus 75% support separatism strength, except it doesn't like really matter because it's basically useless. I guess wow, we can't use it on East Prussia. It's not enough pops for us to be able to use support separatism. Oh, it's only 3% Polish. Wow. Or I hit 50 relation with Poland, so we get the Galician-Lomarian Polish Union. Together for Poland, negative 20% bureaucracy and authority, but we annex Poland. Very nice, big Galicia-Lodomeria. Can now start incorporating all of these states. And yeah, we're in a pretty good situation. We're a nice major power, or technically we're still a minor power by quite a lot, in Eastern Europe here. I guess I'll form Poland. We'll lose Ukrainian primary culture, but it's fine. We'll get it back once we become the Commonwealth, which will, of course, be fairly soon, probably. Get a claim on Vilnius and East Prussia. Very good. Okay, I'm going to remove these enlistment efforts now and do some slightly more normal decrees. Also put down more government administrations because I need to fix this bureaucracy deficit. Money situation right now is not very good, so I'm gonna go up to high taxes, consumption tax on meat, very low gov wages. Yeah, it looks like it's mostly construction. It's costing us a lot. Or, no, subventions for merchant marine. We probably don't need to subvent merchant marine anymore. Yeah, that's probably unnecessary. Let's take a look at our merchant marine and stop subventing the import of it, because we do have ports in our country now, although not many. It's time to go all in on defending Ukraine. How dare Russia invade Ukraine? I'm going to join Ukraine in exchange for an obligation. I'm going to max enlistment efforts in my country. We're going to remove all of our other decrees so that I can put down full enlistment efforts on every single state. I'm going to remove consumption taxes as well. Full enlistment efforts. Now we go into max skirmish infantry as well. And then I'm also going to be going for a alliance with the British, something like this. And then also take max fabric from them. And if possible, could we get some ammo and small arms from them? No, the British don't really have that stuff either, seemingly. Okay, well, I'm going to put maximum subventions on small arms. And yeah, that should be good. I'm pretty sure I swayed into Ukraine for an obligation. Yeah, I did. Okay. That's very good. Now I'm going to immediately start raising the conscripts. Going to make sure we're on general training. And our goal is to become a major power as quickly as possible. I'm going to do something to make the armed forces happy. So we'll pass secret police. And yeah, that should be pretty decent. Oh, but that makes the intelligentsia mad. So no, that's not actually very decent. Okay, let's cancel that. And instead, I guess I will pass dedicated police force. That should make the armed forces happy. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now we just need to become a major power as quickly as possible. For some reason my alliance with the British didn't work, but we just need to get that going. Okay, we got that going. That's good. Now, come on. Let me hit major power. This Monday tick, please. Yes, okay. Now we leave the war. And then we deck Russia for Lib Belarus. Then we remobilize. And then we absolve our obligation with Ukraine. And we join them for Become Protectorate. Because, of course, getting Ukraine as a protectorate is going to be very nice. And it will also stop us from capping out of this war after we have enough casualties, which is going to be a bit of a problem otherwise. And then we'll call Britain into this other war, and we should just be in a pretty good position here, hopefully. Yeah, it's going to be kind of tough, but we have a lot of conscripts, so theoretically we should be able to win. We just need to actually have time for those conscripts to come up is the only problem. How's supply on our army doing? We're still at 100. Okay, that's good. I'm going to call the British in exchange for liberate Lithuania. And then I'm also going to add in transfer Baltic governorates. The Ukraine front is currently sitting at -30, which is not great, but it's also not terrible. I guess I'm going to have to do extra supplies, and then kind of want to do maximum taxation. Yeah, I think I got to go max taxes. Okay, the front advantage is -12. So we'll see how that does. Okay, that's good. First two battles we're winning. Oh, but we lose a battle in East Galicia, but then we win a battle in East Galicia. Okay, that's good. Okay, we're looking to be holding for now, which is exactly what we need. Okay, we're losing this battle in Alexandrovsk, which isn't ideal, but the front advantage is just looking pretty solid. The British are actually doing a terrible job. They only brought 9 troops. Okay, that's not good. I'm going to split off all of the non-conscript infantry, and then bring that over to this front, because, yeah, we really need some defenders over there, or else that front is just going to collapse. And then I'll split off a little bit of infantry, maybe like 21, to go down to this southern front here, and hopefully with that, we'll be in a little bit of a better position where we're not just collapsing. Oh, we're still going to be collapsing on this northern front, I think. Yeah, I'm going to split off like another 20 stack or something. It does not look very good up there at all at the moment. We cannot be losing that, though. If we lose Lublin and Plock, that would be terrible. An advantage of calling Britain in with a war goal is it gives them the fervor bonus to war support, so they're actually losing no war support at all in this war. We're sitting in a pretty good position right now. Oh, the British want me to join the British Empire? I think that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm completely fine with joining the British Empire. I'm going to be good to create my own block too, but this is fine. We get militarized industry, colonial offices. Alright. It probably would have been better to create my own block, but, you know, we get invited to the British block. Cannot be saying no to that. Oh, we have a huge advantage on this front. Okay, let's just start trying to push. Let's see what happens. I think it'll be good. We've got a 40 advantage. I mean, we gotta try to take advantage of that while we can, bro. Come on. Okay, yes, we're doing very good in our first attack. But not in this one. But that Kursk one did really well. Okay, yeah, I'm liking this. Yeah, okay, I think Russia is kind of doomed. We're gonna occupy Kursk. Oh, the Ukrainians are conquering Kursk. That's actually really nice for us. For some reason, like, my entire army is now in this Bessarabia thing, which, that doesn't seem very ideal. Yeah, I'm gonna move my army off of that front completely. Or maybe I should put a little bit there? No, this 21 stack will go there. That should be enough. We just need a little bit to hold that. We're gonna get into Riga soon, which will mean that we start winning our war that we decked against Russia. But the Ukraine war, we still gotta go a little bit further. Oh, what just happened? Why did the front just... Where did my 100 stack go this time? Went to the Crimea front. Okay. Yeah, actually it looks like both wars are going to enforce relatively close together. Riga is almost occupied, and Kursk is also almost occupied. Kursk has been occupied, and Riga is very soon to follow. Yep, there goes Riga. Okay, both wars. Russia's going to be capping in just a second. Yeah, the Ukraine war is very soon to be over, and this war is not quite endable, but very, very soon it'll be endable. We can now make peace with Russia. Very, very nice. And this other war as well. Now we can just eco up at least until we run out of infamy. Get rid of these enlistment effort decrees for a while. And go back to being relatively peaceful. Relatively. And I guess we can try to do some greener grass campaigns and maybe see if we get some immigrants. I kind of doubt it, because I think I'm actually still on national supremacy, so probably not, but maybe there's a chance. I don't know what else to use the authority on. And I'm going to swap to steel frame buildings. We'll see how that goes. Maybe build up some glass works. Yeah, we're going to need some more glass. Oh, should definitely swap that from forest glass onto crystal glass. Also, all of our PMs really need to be swapping now that we're actually a real country and not having the worst market ever. Yeah, because Yeah, that'll be a lot better now. Can we also set up our trade centers to bulk trading? That'll be a little bit useful. The Germans support separatism on us is actually giving 23% activism, so I'm wondering if, yeah, I think our bonus was actually maybe not the deciding factor in that Polish secession because, yeah, 23%, and I don't think they had it. I think they have the same modifiers we had except minus that plus 75%, right? Because all they should have is like national supremacy and pan-nationalism, I think. Yeah, I think, yeah, they're on national supremacy and pan-nat. So we should have another 75%. So, yeah, I think we might have only... What? The math does not math on that. I wonder how support separatism activism works. It's very confusing how it works. Maybe if I read the description, it'll make more sense. No, that did not help at all. Oh, I know what we need to do with our authority. We need to fix some things. There's some people over here that need to be fixed. You know, these people, they're accidentally German when they should be Poles. Especially Posen and West Prussia. We all know that those are Polish places, you know? Or actually, really, all three of these are Polish places. Maybe West Prussia is the least Polish, but really, they're all Polish. Apparently, my army is not big enough to keep Ukraine as a subject. I need a 5 times bigger army than them, and they have a 44 troop army. Okay, well, that's a little bit tough. It's yeah, very hard to keep an army that big. I'm gonna start building up a little bit of a bigger army. I don't want that much of an army, but I just need to stop being literally a smaller army than Ukraine so that they stop getting a ridiculous amount of liberty desire from that. I'm pretty sure they'll still get a lot if the army is comparable, but they won't get that much. Like, what's Canada getting? Okay, Canada's actually under the threshold thing. I guess there's not really a great country to check. I'm trying to think who would have a subject that's comparable to them. Maybe Spain and Cuba? No, Cuba's apparently independent. Philippines? Nope, they're apparently also independent. Well, I was hoping to pass dedicated police force here, but unfortunately the North German national movement is actually going to force me to pass out of national supremacy into racial segregation, or else it is going to trigger a civil war. Oh, I just realized how completely useless it is to try to assimilate the North Germans. They have so much fervor that this is going to be doing, like, literally nothing. Look at this. Times 0.06 because they have a 93 fervor. Okay, yeah, that was not worth trying. There's absolutely no point in that. Now that I've got a slightly stronger army than Ukraine, the Liberty Desire gain isn't as high, but it's still high. Yeah, it's hard to keep Ukraine loyal. Who's supporting their independence? The United Baltic Provinces? Yeah, unfortunate. I just turned on dynamite for a bunch of stuff, and now we're running a huge explosive shortage. I should probably only turn it on for like one thing at a time so that I don't run that big of an explosive shortage. I think the German Empire, you know, they have a little bit too large of an economy. I think we need to stop that. Yeah, that'll be pretty good if we can stop the German economy. So I'm going to declare war on them for Liberate Westphalia. Then we're going to call some people in. I'm also going to start mobilizing. Should probably do a little bit of conscripts. I'm not going to delete my other decrees and stuff for it, though. I don't think we need that many conscripts. We just need, like, a couple. Oh, we can actually do, like, 50-50 shrapnel and skirmish for this. Something like that. We actually got exactly 50-50. I didn't think we were going to get exactly 50-50, but, you know, I'll take it. France, I will call in for an obligation. And the UK, I will call in for Liberate Hesse. Now, if I simply liberate Saxony, that will cut the German Empire into two, because the entire south will now be cut off. And then I'm also going to return East Prussia, because East Prussia will be pretty nice to own. You know, that'll complete the Poland strategic region for us, which I guess will get rid of our ability to have infinite plus 75% support separatism strengths, but, you know, that's not that big of a deal. We love plus 600% support separatism strength. Yeah, the war is looking pretty solid for us right now, even though Germany apparently thinks they're going to win by, like, a ton. I'm very confused why the German AI is so confident, because the front advantages do not suggest to me that they should be. Or are they in a different war? Yep, they're in a different war right now. That would explain why they have so few troops on the borders. Well, this war has begun, and we're immediately winning a battle in, I don't actually know if that's Pomerania or Brandenburg. It looks like Brandenburg, but I also feel like Stargrad is a city in Pomerania. So, I don't know. Looks like the French are not doing very good. They're pulling a classic French move. Oh, we got our first occupation in Brandenburg. Unfortunately, we're gonna lose it, but, it's still nice. Yeah, we're doing pretty good in this war, I think. We just need to hope that the Germans actually have full committed on this front, but they're still losing, so that's good. Yeah, there's East Prussia occupied. There's West Silesia occupied as well, and we've occupied Brandenburg. So yeah, the Germans are gonna be dead pretty soon. And pretty much just go for a war on Protectorate Lithuania. Yeah, the Germans are getting a little bit of neutrality, so they should not be intervening in our protectorate there. Ukraine's liberty desire is actually going down right now because we have a pretty strong army. Oh, and I think the Germans were supporting Ukraine, but apparently they stopped. I don't know why they would have stopped. Did they fix it so you can't support someone you're at war with? I don't know. Oh, Russia joined this play. That's not ideal. Okay. I guess I could go for Bessarabia and Russian Dobruja. Just so much infamy. And does this have a Ukrainian homeland? It does, so I'll get it for cheaper once I form into Poland-Lithuania, I think. So, maybe we just go for Russian Dobruja. I mean, it's gonna be border war temporarily, but we'll take Bessarabia later. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for Russian Dobruja. It's gonna be border war temporarily, but we'll fix it. Okay, I'm pretty sure my 200 troops do not need to be here anymore, so I'm gonna send my troops over to this Lithuania front. Okay, peace with Germany just got established, meaning we no longer get our... Oh. Okay, I was thinking this was the event where we got our Polish-Lithuanian thing and I just threw it away, but no, we're fine, we're fine. We still got a while till that event. Yeah, we're good. Okay. We can get 20% Polish loyalists. Or we can get a bunch of loyalists in other cultures. I think I'm gonna click the bottom option, even though the top one is maybe better, just because the bottom option is the one we're going, Jugalianism. Polish, Lithuanian, Belarusian, Ukrainian, and North Germans all become happier with us, and we get some approval on the petite bourgeoisie and industrialists. Okay, pretty nice. And yeah, I don't really expect the Germans to be much of a threat anymore now that we cut their country literally in two. Maybe in the next war I can actually fix these borders a little bit by just liberating some countries down here, because it does look pretty ugly, but it just completely destroys them as a country. World to win. Okay, we get reg bodies. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think country's going pretty well so far. Get into Russia. They're trying to land me. Okay, I'll go in defense of that. Yeah, seems like we're going to get into the Russian capital pretty soon. Lithuania is going to cap as well pretty soon. And we actually just have Russian Dobruja. So yeah, this war is not going to be lasting too much longer. Which is very good for our budget, because yeah, we're not running exactly the best budget ever right now. Okay, we can now conquer Russian Dobruja. And that is very nice. They're offering me a defensive pact. I'm going to take it because it will help reduce the liberty desire of my subjects a little bit, because you get a little bit from your alliances and defensive pacts, but really not a little bit. 0.23 is quite a lot. But only like 0.05 of that is from France, I think. The rest is from the UK. Yeah, sure, I'll give that guy to the British. I don't care about generals. Racial segregation is through. Pretty nice. Ukraine is at about 50 liberty desire right now, which is kind of decent. I think I'm going to be annex countrying Belarus pretty soon. Yeah, I think annex country is going to be the best way to deal with Belarus. Could make protectorate on them, but I don't think it's going to be that useful, because we can only annex one of their states through the nation formation. Austria is willing to become my subject. Oh, that's so nice. We love to see it. Very nice. I can turn Austria into the Confederation of the Rhine. That's kind of interesting. I don't think it's really useful. Or it wouldn't do anything because Germany's already formed. I'm running low on infamy, so I'm going to go for an annex on Belarus. The Russians lost their interest, so I guess this is going to be a pretty free war, and then after that we'll be able to form Poland-Lithuania and be a pretty good country after that, Just pretty much be Eastern Europe. I'm also going to build up some government administrations, because incorporating Belarus and Ukraine is going to be quite a lot of bureaucracy. probably going to need quite a lot everywhere. I should also actually subsidize the railways and go onto mass scale trading. Those will help out quite a lot as well. Yeah, I don't think this war with Belarus is going to be particularly hard, but I will just put all my generals on the front to attack, and I guess we'll go balloon reconnaissance for that plus 80% battle occupation. And there goes Belarus. Now I'm going to feed all of Belarus over to Ukraine so that I can reduce autonomy on them, because that'll be pretty nice. Yeah, there they go. And then, you know, I am a great lover of the grant state shenanigans. So I'm going to do some grant state shenanigans, and I'm going to grant all of Ukraine to Lithuania, and then they're going to be annexed by the formation of Poland-Lithuania, because, you know, Poland-Lithuania is culture Polish, and can you believe it? Lithuanian. Yeah, now that we've extended it like this, I'm going to form Poland-Lithuania, and that is pretty nice. Oh, I forgot to take Kurland, but it doesn't matter that much, it's just a tiny bit. We will restore the old borders of the Commonwealth. That'll give me a claim on Kyiv, which once our truce is up, we will be able to use. I also owe them an obligation, but the truce is going to be the longer factor. So in about 5 years, we will be able to annex Ukraine, getting us the final form of the Commonwealth, where we change our name from Poland-Lithuania to Commonwealth, and we get Ukrainian and Belarusian as primary cultures. Now I'm going to start incorporating all of this newly acquired territory. Could we maybe go, secret police? What does the radical movement think about me going secret police? It thinks that that's fine. You know, you can go to prison for 10 years. A kinder image? Yes, I agree. France is a misunderstood country. They do deserve a second chance. I'm going to cancel everyone's investment rights in me because, you know, I don't really want to give everyone investment rights. So, yeah, no more investment rights for anyone. Instead, we can do that. I also want to leave the British bloc, I think. Or I guess we could try to take it over. I don't know. GDP of Poland and Lithuania is pretty good, 90 million. We got a while to go till if we want to go to number one. 160 million is where Great Britain's at the moment. Pretty high, but I think we can reach it. I think it's my first mass migration, maybe. Boer people into West Galicia. I don't think it's many Boer people. Oh, they have an uprising at the moment. Oh, no, we're getting 0 Boer people at the moment, apparently. I've mostly just been ecoing up in Warsaw. I'm starting to run out of peasants in Warsaw, so probably I'll have to move to a new state pretty soon. But it is going pretty well in Warsaw with a GDP per capita of like 4, which I think is pretty comparable to what I have over here in West Galicia. Yeah, it is. West Galicia just has a lot more people in it, because it's been in our state since like the start of the game. Should probably build up more government administrations still. Yeah, we still have some negative bureaucracy, so I'll build up more government administrations, and then use those to start leveling up healthcare, because I do want to do that eventually, because it's so nice, you know, get more pop growth and stuff. We're still under 15, so healthcare is definitely worth upgrading. The North German National Movement's trying to start a civil war. Looks like it's not going to quite succeed, so that's going to be pretty good. Yeah, as long as it's not actually starting a civil war, we're fine. When you get plus 20% paper mills throughput, that's a little bit weird that you can get plus 20% paper mills throughput. Yeah, that's really weird. Okay, now we can upgrade healthcare and I guess workplace safety office while we're at it. Get up that dangerous working conditions for a little bit more pop growth. Fell below 25 legitimacy. I guess I'll go back to medium taxes to keep passing secret police. I don't want to try to hit 100 fervor this game, because that does unlock achievement, which, you know, achievements aren't that important, but it'd be fun to get one in this run, as well as not yet lost, which we're obviously going to get, although we already have that. Polish is currently trending towards 84 fervor. North German has already 100 fervor. It's quite a high fervor culture always. Yeah, it's actually going to be kind of tough. What are we missing in terms of fervor sources? I'm not sure. I guess we could go like max education institution. Kind of tough to get that last little bit of fervor. I guess universities are actually something we should do. Yeah, Plock, you can get a 50 stack uni. That should help us out a bit. Oh, it is time to invade Ukraine for Kyiv to fix our borders. And, of course, to get Ukrainian and Belarusian as primary cultures. Greece joins the play. That's kind of mean, Greece. And luckily, Greece cannot bring their troops to the front because they are too far away. Greece has got a pretty big economy because they had that Greek uprising in the Ottomans. That's pretty big. Secret police is pretty nice. I think I'm going to keep it at level 1 for now. Germany wants to conquer like half of Sweden. That's interesting. Well, Svealand and then half of Norway, I guess. But that's basically half of current Sweden, and Sweden is trying to unify Scandinavia with the help of the UK and Belgium. We'll see how this goes. I think Germany's probably weak enough that Scandinavia can succeed. Reforms at gunpoint trying to get me off of technocracy. What is this scam? We need to make the revolution go away. So I guess I'm going to pass parliamentary republic. That should make the movement go away. Yep. Okay, we're good. Now we can annex Ukraine in just a second. And there we are. Welcome, brothers. Ukrainian and Belarusian become primary cultures, and we get 10% loyalists for them. We are namespace Poland. No, yeah, there we go. We are now the Commonwealth. Very nice. And now all these states are only going to take 2 years to incorporate. Well, a bunch of them are halfway done, so only 10 months left, but 2 years is now the incorporation time for Ukrainian and Belarusian homelands. I'm going to swap governments again, because that one was a little bit illegitimate. We can raise taxes, and we can start investing in a bunch more construction, which is going to be super nice. We got to get that construction up a bunch. We can grow our GDP past the Brits. There are a bunch of Ukrainian people in Rostov, so I guess I'm going to try to support separatism in Russia, and we'll see if that can work. Looks like there isn't a Ukrainian national movement at the moment, but maybe one will spawn in Kuban and Circassia, or in Rostov. We shall see. There's a socialist revolt happening in Germany. Unfortunately, I don't think it's possible to subjugate. If it was, that would be incredible, but unfortunately, I just don't think it's going to be possible. Yeah, we would need to fix the ideological differences somehow, and then still get another bit, which I don't think we can do, because our laws are just going to be too different. Yeah, they have the cooperative ownership and council republic. I think it's going to be too different, unfortunately, but it would have been nice if we could get it. Because of this revolt, Protectorate in Germany is only 54 infamy. So what I'm going to do is take on Germany's debt. It's actually like a little bit tough to take on Germany's debt. If we give them 7,500 a week, though, they will accept that. Yep. Okay. Now I'm allowed to join them, so I'm going to join them. And I'm going to go to the front and just make them occupy Hanover and Brunswick. Once we do that, I'm going to leave the war, and then I'm going to declare war on them for Protectorate. Somehow the Brazilians ended up losing the first battle, which is quite perplexing. Britain is calling me as their ally in this war against France. That is not ideal. Yeah, I really don't like being at war with France, but I guess I have to do this. Or I could decline it, right? Because the binding period's up, so I think I can decline this. Okay. And we don't get like untrustworthy countries for that, right? Yeah, we don't. Okay, we're good. Okay, we occupied all of the territory they had in the north of the country, so now I'm going to capitulate, and then I'm going to declare a war on the North German Federation, or I mean Germany, not the North German Fed. It looks like the North German Fed kind of, but it's Germany. And I'm going to raise conscripts this time because this war is actually going to be a little bit tough. And I guess we'll spam revoke claim just to get them maybe back down. Parliamentary Republic is through. Now the problem with Parliamentary Republic is it does actually make us very illegitimate, but it does mean we can get anyone as ruler. In theory, we'd have to make them the most powerful IG. We can take a look and see if we have any good petite bourgeoisie rulers at the moment. I doubt that we have anything great, but yeah, we don't have anything good. I guess industrialists are also pretty close in terms of clout. Apparently there's 0 industrialists that are able to be invited. Why are you not able to be invited? Oh, you don't want to create or join a political movement. That is unfortunate. Okay, the Brazilians have come to the front. Now it's actually kind of even, but we should be able to win, right? The Brazilians aren't here at the very start, which is actually pretty bad for them, because that means we get some really good battles before they arrive. I'm running negative max authority. That's pretty bad. I guess I'm going to remove all of these road maintenances, resource industries, greener grasses. I'm going to keep in the enlistment efforts for now. Okay, well, I just got into Brandenburg, so that's pretty much the war won. Okay, I'm gonna try to re-ally Britain because it's just very good for Liberty Desire to have Britain allied. Something like that. Germany's in default. Alright. Yeah, with Britain allied, my Liberty Desire on Austria should... No, it's still pretty bad, but it's not as bad. Keeping Germany loyal is going to be basically impossible, I think. Okay, I'm revoking claim on a couple of my states and getting a Germany protectorate. Very nice. Start improving relations with Germany now. Bloc is looking pretty solid. All this stuff in like mainland Europe is ours, and then of course the rest of the British Empire is British. Right as I say that, we get expelled from the bloc. Okay. Well, I can't create a sovereign empire anymore, so let's go religious convocation. Or we could go military. I don't know. Maybe let's go trade league. I don't know. It doesn't matter that much. Um, I don't know between trade league and religious convocation. Anyway, of course we're calling this intermarium. There is no other possible name for a power block created by the Commonwealth. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go trade league. It doesn't matter that much. Yeah, we're just gonna go trade league. It's not worth thinking about this much. Very nice power block. Germany just chilling at only 21 million GDP despite being full market access again. Quite surprising. I guess they are bankrupt. But yeah, still pretty surprising. I guess I'll pick up home goods as my next company. Give this logging camps as an additional industry. Wait, why do I have so few like company charters used? Did I not give out monopolies this game? Oh, I didn't give out monopolies, or I didn't give out barely any. Let's cancel the enlistment efforts and then start spamming monopolies on a bunch of stuff. You all need monopolies. You need monopolies. Everyone needs a monopoly, bro. Everyone needs a monopoly. Why can I not? Oh, this company is stupid. Why do I have this company? That company is not good. Yeah, I think I accidentally got that company from conquering something. Maybe we go munitions company. I think we go munitions company. Give that sulfur. Yeah, that seems pretty good. I think this is the best I've ever seen the Greek AI do. It's doing really well. But anyways, it's time to destroy the Russians once and for all. The conquest of Bessarabia, the liberation of Moldavia, and the conquest of Russian South Livonia. Yeah, that's I think the borders I'm gonna be going for this game. Pretty solid. Take my troops to the front. What army law do we have? We have pro army? Is that actually capped at 50 conscripts? For some reason I thought pro army capped at 100, but anyways, yeah, we gotta prepare for this war. Gotta start getting lots of conscripts ready because this war is going to be probably pretty tough. I mean, I know we have a much larger economy than Russia, but yeah, I think they have a pretty big army. Yeah, they do. Their economy is like a third of our size, so in theory we should be pretty easy. Okay, we can get a liberate from Russia or from Britain. I will liberate Kazakhstan, I guess. And then I can also sway Finland to my side for independence. I guess I'll do that. That'll help out a little bit. Got pretty even on most of the fronts, except for this Bessarabia front where we have a big advantage, so this war shouldn't be that bad. Just clean out Bessarabia and then push into the rest by putting these troops up here and then taking Ingria. Up in the air? Oh, well that's going to make this war much easier. Yeah, plus 30 offense is going to make this war go from easy to the easiest war ever. Hindustan took over India. I guess the Indian uprising just decided to form Hindustan, right? Yeah, they're the second highest GDP in the world now. Oh, I occupied the capital. Very good. Yeah, the plus 30 offense just makes wars that against like people who aren't way stronger than you just completely not a thing. We're slightly crashing the Russian economy with the power of having no market access in half of your country. Anyway, we can now make peace. And that's some pretty good Commonwealth borders there. The intermarium, very big. Only 160 million GDP? Oh, it's because I'm not using my construction. We gotta get up to number 1. How much is Great Britain ahead of me by? 40 million. That's a decent amount, but if we just build up more construction, we'll pass them. Don't worry. Yeah, we still got like 5 million people to employ up, so it'll be just barely enough to pass them, probably. That's a pretty big rainstorm, all the way from the Rhineland to Romania. The French want regime change in Mascara? What? Why? Why in the world do the French want a regime change in Mascara? Okay, well, I'm gonna support these guys. I guess I could call Britain on my side, but I kind of just want to back down to this play. Yeah, you can just give in and take regime change in Mascara. And it's like, okay, oh no, I lost the regime in Mascara. What will I ever do? The liberated Kazakhstan ended up forming Turkestan. I feel like this is less states, yeah, I feel like I should need more states than this to form Turkestan. Well, I think I'm going to end off the run here. Pretty good run. We ended up being the second highest GDP bloc. We are the #1 highest GDP country. #6 power rank is kind of crazy. I think if I... No, France actually has a lot more, so even if I increase gov wages and stuff, it would still probably be only like 3rd, or maybe even only 5th. I don't know. I guess we can check real quick what we would be. Yeah, only 5th, actually. That's kind of crazy that we are so low on the power rankings when we are #1 GDP. Like, even Scandinavia is ahead of us. I guess they just built up a little bit of a larger army than us. Or I think they actually built up a fleet is going to be the big factor, because, yeah, I didn't really build up a fleet this game. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this Poland run, 198 million GDP, about just before 1900 is pretty good for Krakow, I think. And, this is a very exponential GDP graph. If we look at the culture map mode, we can see there's actually less Polish states than there was at game start, because the Germans managed to assimilate Posen, and we couldn't assimilate it back because they literally have, or they almost have like 100 fervor. If you have 100 fervor, it's literally impossible to assimilate your pops. Not quite at 100 fervor for Polish, but we are trending towards it. Ukrainian is very big. Yeah, it's a very, very, very big culture. It's even taken over Bukovina just barely. Also, Hungarian converted all of these states to Hungarian. I've not noticed that in my previous runs. Oh, the AI managed to get Korean to take over Kuban. I actually think Russia has Korea as a subject, or they did at some point, I think. I remember that. Taking a look at the religion map mode, it's all still on the normal Orthodox Catholic divide, I think. Maybe these states start the game Orthodox, but I think they start the game Catholic. I guess that makes sense because we are on freedom of conscience, meaning only the unaccepted pops convert. This is what the GDP map mode looks like, and I guess finally we can look at company profits. Let's look at all of our companies like this. I guess I need to actually find myself on the list. Okay, here we are. Yeah, we got the Metalworks Company with 269,000 profits, Metal Company with 132,000, Home Good with 90,000, Munition with 104,000, and yeah, that's all of our companies. Kind of surprising to see munitions ahead of Home Goods, but yeah, that's what our ranking of companies is. These are what our institutions ended up with. 15.7 SOL, not terrible, not great. Definitely could have gotten healthcare a little bit earlier to get more pops, but pop isn't terrible. And of course, we have Germany and Austria as subjects. However, they are very, very disloyal. Like, we could probably keep them loyal if we kept playing, but like, it would take another decade and a half probably before we get Austria to be losing Liberty Desire. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Goodbye!